The echoes of a promise. In the heart of ancient Judea, under the vast expanse of a sky that seemed to hold endless stories, I was but a child when I first heard him speak. His voice, gentle yet resonant, wove through the crowds like a soothing melody. They called him Jesus, the one who spoke of love, of forgiveness, and of a kingdom not of this world. As a young child, my understanding was limited, but his parables of mustard seeds and lost sheep filled me with a sense of wonder. The adults would murmur, some in awe, others in skepticism. Could he truly be the Messiah? They wondered aloud. Years slipped by like grains of sand in the hourglass of history. The man who spoke of turning the other cheek, who healed the sick and loved the outcast, was condemned in a spectacle of injustice. I stood in the crowd that day, my youthful eyes wide with horror, as they crucified the one called the King of the Jews. His words, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing," echoed in the tumultuous skies. But his voice did not fade with his last breath. Stories of a resurrection, of an empty tomb, stirred the land like a restless wind. His followers, once scattered, now spoke with renewed fervor. The teachings of the risen Messiah ignited hearts, but also drew the ire of authorities. In the shadows of this turbulent era, I found myself at a crossroads of faith and fear. I saw believers, draped in the blood of martyrdom, holding steadfast to their faith. Yet, amidst the chaos, I harbored doubts, secretly yearning for the peace he promised, a peace that seemed like a distant dream in a world teetering on the brink of perpetual conflict. The destruction of the temple, a monumental prophecy fulfilled, sent shockwaves through our community. I remembered his words and fled to the mountains, just as he had instructed those who believed in him. Night after night, I gazed at the stars, wondering if he would appear in the clouds as he had promised. Decades turned to centuries. I aged, but the memory of his teachings remained evergreen in my heart. I found solace in the letters of Paul, a man transformed by an encounter with the risen Christ. His words were a balm to my weary soul, urging us to keep the faith, for the return of Jesus was imminent. Yet, time marched on relentlessly. The disciples, those chosen witnesses, passed away one by one. The mighty Roman Empire razed Jerusalem, its holy temple reduced to rubble and ash. Even Paul, the ardent apostle, met his end, not in the glorious transformation of the twinkling of an eye, but as a martyr for the faith he once persecuted. And Jesus? He did not return as I had hoped. I find comfort in the thought that perhaps, the essence of his promise was not in the when or the how, but in the unshakable assurance of his presence, ever with us, even to the end of the age.